Evening, everybody. I'm just going to make sure I'm recording it as per Lou. Bear with me. Camilla, can you just send me a message to make sure that you can hear me okay? Please, while we're waiting for everyone to come on. Perfect, thank you. Right, bear with me. I'm just waiting. There's meant to be sort of 20. All right, okay, no, we're recording now. That's good. Okay, so if we're okay, we'll just wait a couple of minutes, everybody, for other people to get on, because I think there was more going to be on than saying. So if it's okay with everyone, just give me a couple of minutes. I just didn't want to hold off starting. So I hope you've all had a great day. First day of it being sunny, which is lovely. I've had a busy day. Getting ready to go on holiday and actually delivering some pup baskets and some orders and doing a bit of networking while I've been out and about. So yeah, I've had a good day. And maybe Camilla, if you can give me a thumbs up, maybe we can hear about your day, because I think that deserves some recognition. So give me a thumbs up on my phone and maybe I can unmute you. You can tell us about your exciting day as well, yeah? She's going, oh no, don't do this to me. Right. Yeah, just give me a thumbs up. So cool. All right, so let's start today. So obviously, thank you everyone for attending this evening. I'm Julia Harris. For those of you who don't know me, I'm, if you like, third generation to Louise Barnacle. And I feel very privileged to have her as my coach and mentor. Bit of background about myself. I joined the business 2 years ago from a cold call. So I think that's really important. First point, cold call, that somebody actually called me out of the blue about the opportunity. And I was a gym owner 2 years ago. And I wasn't even thinking of looking at anything like this. I had never even heard of Forever Living before. I didn't really know what multi-level marketing was. So I was a completely cold person, if you like. The person who introduced me to the business told me about the business. I quickly saw the vision of it. And I also thought, well, what's there to lose? I can retail the products here at my gym, nothing lost. And I just thought it was a bit of a no-brainer. But for me, I think somebody tells me to do something and I do it. So I was told that I had to be 4 case credit active, and every month I was 4 case credit active. That was it. I didn't really understand the marketing plan fully. I didn't really understand about the benefits of really getting beyond manager. I just had the eye on the prize of getting to manager, which I achieved in 5 months. And I think that sometimes life evolves and there's defining moments in your life that make you have changes. Now, if you'd have said to me 2 years ago that I would be now working from home within network marketing, I probably would have laughed at you and never believed you. And here I am working from home. I love my life. I love doing what I'm doing. And I actually shut the gym. I didn't even sell it. I shut the gym back in August last year. Again, these defining moments came. And I think within the first year, one of the biggest things to me that was the change was the recognition and the support that we get. Being a single site operator, you know, it was a lonely business. And I know already that Camilla's sitting there nodding her head, just going, yeah, I know what you mean. And again, with any corporate job or any job, you know, very little recognition is given to us. And then suddenly we get this recognition. It was a whole new world. And so when I made that decision, people often say to me, do I miss the gym? By God, I don't, not 1 second. I don't miss working 12 hours a day. I do not miss listening to people moan. I do not miss worrying about how I'm going to pay the bills or having to go in sick or whether my teachers are going to turn up. And no, I don't miss it at all. I love this business. It's been a fantastic opportunity. So for those of you that might be new on the webinar, might have just joined the business, or those of you who may be struggling, you know, the only thing that will stop you achieving what you want to is if you stop. And this is what this program is about today. It's about manager and beyond. So there's a little bit of background about me, and I think sometimes it's very easy to have our eye on the prize of being manager. And I was guilty of this. When I got to explain to people about the business, because I didn't really fully understand about all the other incentives, I went, oh, when you get to manager, you just worry about that. And how wrong I was, because that's when the magic starts. And I think actually that, and I'll talk about this later, that, and I think a lot of the managers on the, if there are managers on the webinar, you will agree with what I'm saying here. So we're going to talk about what it takes to get to manager and what it takes to actually go through each of the levels of the marketing plan. Now, Emma Cooper actually did this talk on Success Day, so I have to give her credit. And I basically wrote down notes, and this is my own, if you like, version of that training she did. And it really sort of got me in the sense I thought, gosh, this is so important that everyone knows what is expected of them. And I think that as a sponsor, it's very, very important that we give our new recruits our expectations of them, and they know what is expected of them. And I know that since I joined 2 years ago, the training that we get and what is in place for us is so much greater than it was 2 years ago. So all the time, I think that's another thing about this business. It is always changing and evolving, and we are always continually learning. So if, for instance, you've been in the business 6 months and things are changing, just accept it and go with it. And I think the biggest learning curve for us is that we are always learning. And sometimes in our previous jobs and our roles, we just get stale. And I would actually, I promised Spencer I would say this, that 2 weeks ago, I could not do PowerPoint. My 11-year-old son taught me how to do PowerPoint. Now I know, and you're probably all laughing, now I know how to do PowerPoint. I know how easy it is. But do you know what stopped me? The fear. I was afraid of it because I thought it's going to be too complicated. So I think that, you know, by acknowledging that you're afraid of something and then stepping out of it, you will actually find that things are actually not that hard. So everyone, while you're at home, can you give Spencer a little round of applause for teaching me how to do these slides? So here we go, everyone. That's the introduction. So manager and beyond. No, I don't want that one. The discipline. The first disciplines that we have to actually achieve is the activity. What activity are we going to do? Now, we all know that we need to be 4 case credit active. What activity are we going to actually put in place to allow us to be 4 case credit active? Now, Lindsay did an amazing presentation last week, so I don't need to repeat that. But basically, it's use the products, share the products, and build a team. You also need to know how to actually present the business, and that's something that is imperative. I always remember Emma Cooper in one of her first presentations. She said she stayed up all night and just went over and over and over until she knew it off by heart. What are you prepared to do? And I think if you can write that down, what am I prepared to do to take my business to the next level? And of course, training, you know, I've just mentioned that very briefly about the training that we need to do on our own and the training that is in place and actually how the business has evolved as a team. We have a lot more in place now than we did 2 years ago. It is there for us for the taking. And I'm often surprised when people sort of say, well, I've never watched a role in training. It's there for us. It explains everything. You know, we're doing these Sunday night webinars, you know, and I can see the amount of people on them. There were people that are going to be asking questions, and we may have covered that here. I may say something that somebody has said to you before, but because I say it in a different way, it will make more sense. And of course, success days. You know, time and time again, you have to realize yourself. There's no point being told that you need to go to success days, you need to do the training. being told and the realization of why we need to go are two different things. And the thing is that you don't know this until you go and do it. I know I've had many people in my team that haven't been, and they go to success days and they get their light bulb moment. They see the vision, they capture the vision. You can't help but be taken away. And again, with the training, you know, you don't know something, you can normally find it in the training. So these are the disciplines that as a business owner, we need to actually first get into. And think of this, even if you went to the jobs, let's say at Sainsbury's, to become a till operator, you would still have to do 2 or 3 days training to operate that till, and you would probably be shadowed for quite some time, and then you would be on a 3-month probation period. So why is it any different within our arena here? So remember that. I know we all work for ourselves, but it is actually a discipline that we need to actually engage with. So the first steps to manager, your goals. We all talk about the goals. Jane Leach does some amazing training of goals and goal setting. And again, my own personal experience, I remember coming back from my first ever training day, so excited. I think it was in the first month of me joining the business, and coming back and literally sitting on the sofa with my husband and saying, do you know what I've realized? We've forgotten how to dream. We were so busy making ends meet. We were so busy just managing our life that we forgot to actually stop and ask ourselves and ask our son, what is it that we want? And I think that's really important. What is it that you want? You know, and you've heard it before. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Aim big, you know, reach for the stars. And just quickly to talk about the goals, make them specific. There's no point saying new car. What car? What does it look like? Go and take a test drive in it. You know, see it, feel it, make it become part of your life. So you need to have your goals. And the reason that you need to have your goals is that you need to be able to help your new people in your team be able to see their goals and give them the tools to be able to do that. And your who do you know list, that is like our Bible, and it is something that we work off and should be continually growing. So every time you go out, have it, as Camilla said, and if you can all visualize Camilla just slapping the front of her head, saying, have it there at the front of your head. You know, you will see people that catch your eye. People will get your attention. You know, they're the people that you want to approach. And what's the worst that can happen? The very worst that can happen is they say, no, thank you. You won't die. The ground won't open up and swallow you. Someone will just literally say no. So your who do you know list is really important, and the fact that you need to grow that, because by the time to get to manager, you may have actually gone through your who do you know list. So it always needs to be developing. And the folders. Now, I can admit that until fairly recently, I hadn't mastered the art of the 1 to 31 folder. And again, we're not going to cover that here. If you don't know about the folders, please just go and ask your upline. If your upline doesn't know the folders, the two of you go and ask your next upline until somebody can show you how valuable a tool this is. You cannot operate your business without these folders, and you actually become far more disciplined in your activity and far more able to manage your activity as well. So your first steps to manager, your goals, your who do you know list, and your folders. So the first level of the marketing plan is the assistant supervisor. So no doubt you've joined up, you might have actually got your goals and dreams and you've spoken to your sponsor, and then what? There are a certain amount of skills that are required. One of them is to learn the marketing plan. Now, you don't need to learn this off by heart, backwards and forwards. You just need to understand that on each level of promotion, there is actually a pay increase, and that getting to the manager position gives you a whole whopping 48% off all your products. So those of you assistant supervisor, again, just make sure you understand the marketing plan. Also, how to do an effective one-to-one and how to conduct a product launch. Now, I'm going to link these two for a very valid reason. So how to do an effective one-to-one. I think as well that as a manager or everyone there who's even an assistant supervisor that has got new people in their team, we must never presume. Big mistake. I think as sponsors, we can often presume that our team know how to do an effective one-to-one. And the thing is, when we have those presenters, everyone knows how to read. That's just as a prompt. What we need to become effective to do is to ask the questions. And there's a great book, Questions Are the Answers. How does that make you feel? What would it feel like if you were earning an extra £1,000 a month? What difference does that make to your life? Would you know anybody who would use, who's got eczema or skin complaints? Ask them. So in their mind, they're actually building up their customer base. And it's really important. And I've just learned this very recently. I presumed myself that certain team members were doing this. So again, get together and practice together how to do an effective one-to-one, because ultimately that is how we are going to recruit successfully, by doing an effective one-to-one. So make sure you understand it. Louise Barnacle has got a brilliant video on the glitter files. Just go and refresh yourself and make sure that questions are the answers, asking the effective questions. Now, how to conduct a product launch. We have the cards. So basically, as long as you can read, you can do a product launch. Everybody from Jane Leach all the way down will use the product launch cards. And the reason is it's simple. You have to present to the people there in that room that everybody can do it. Now, you may have a sponsor who's brilliant at a product launch, but trust me, they weren't always brilliant at a product launch. You can only make your art better by actually doing more of them. So don't be afraid of doing a product launch. Don't be afraid of doing a product launch for 2 or 3 people. But here's some advice for you. Please remember, and this goes back to questions are the answers. Your product launch starts as soon as the first person, the first guest walks in the door. That is when your product launch starts. Remember, it's your job as a sponsor to find out about those people that are there. And the reason that you want to find out about those people there is because you could actually then portray certain products to them that you know will be beneficial to them. More importantly, it could be that there's an opportunity there that they would be interested in the business. You know, you were saying to me that you've just had twins and you're not looking forward to going back to work. Well, this is something that I'd like you to be able to look at. It may be something you'd be thinking of. Now, if you don't know that because you've turned up to a product launch late or you've just milled around and not spoken to everybody, you would not know that. This is the point of an effective product launch. Get there early, make conversation, and develop the art of conversation. The art of conversation only develops through practice, and it is a skill. One of the things that I always ask when I start a product launch is, how do you know the person whose launch it is? How did you meet? How do you know each other? That's normally a great way of getting the conversation started and also of them actually growing to like you. Remember, people only buy off people they like. So if you've actually developed some sort of relationship with them before the product launch, you're going to have more fun with it. Trust me, it becomes real fun because you can have banter with them and they're much more open to listening to you. So these are all the skills that you need to develop as an assistant supervisor, as well as developing your mindset. Now, this is often new when people start in this business. Mindset, you know, they think it's a TV program. Your mindset is really important because if you don't have the right mindset with the business, you are not going to succeed. And today on our team pages, on my team page, I'm just going to grab it up quickly. Just bear with me 1 second. I posted, and I can share it on Glitter. In fact, I will in a moment. Okay, so with your mindset, it's also about not your mindset, but also the way you speak in the spoken word, and also how you speak to yourself. So if you say to yourself, I'm not good at this, instead of saying that, try thinking, what am I missing? It's not good enough. Try thinking, is this really my best work? So try and write those down. And really, when you catch yourself saying things like, this is too hard, rather than say this is too hard, this may take some time. What am I missing? And that way you can develop a better mindset 24/7. So it's really important the art of language changes as well, because it's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to be around those negative people. And most of us spend our lives around people who are actually quite negative. So let that go and develop your mindset. And also show your commitment. You know, we say as sponsors, if you take 2 steps, I'll take 4. And I think that if somebody shows you that they are committed, they will hold your hand and lead you every step of the way and do what takes. And that is really important. And the last one here is how to deal with the no's. Lots of team members struggle with the no's. It gets them down, it gets them despondent. And really ask yourself, what really happened? Put it in perspective. All somebody said was no. Nobody died. Your house didn't burn down. You didn't die and the ground didn't swallow you up. All somebody said was no. Get over it, brush yourself down and move on. You know, there's a lot worse things that can happen. So don't let that affect you. And then supervisor, that's our first promotion. Now, this is a really exciting promotion because it's the first promotion of the marketing plan. You get your first pay rise, you get your first big recognition. And obviously as supervisors, you get bought your bag and your flowers, and it's all very exciting. And a lot of people, if they haven't mastered of what is essentially the assistant supervisor, often can stay at supervisor and get stuck. Now, the reason is because perhaps they haven't developed their skills, and this is fine because everybody will go at their own time and no one's going to tell you that you've got to do something. However, if you want to get to manager, this is where massive action needs to take place. You've done that first hurdle, you've had your first recognition, and now you need to develop those skills even further. You've got the basics in place. Now it's how to do a planning meeting. There's a video. Jane Leach does the most amazing video. It's a planning meeting. It's an hour and a half long. I recommend you all to watch that. And even if managers are in the team or senior managers are here, watch it again, because there might be snippets there that, you know, Jane does that we miss out. Or she might say something different and we think, oh yeah, that's a much better way of saying it. Again, learn the art of the word, learn the art of the language. Develop leadership skills. By now, you've normally got 3 or 4 people in your team to have got you to supervisor. You need to start developing yourself as a leader. You need to be showing those skills are actually now developing by being able to lead your team and lead by example. And the way you actually become a good leader is be active and show your team. This is not about telling your team, it's about showing your team. Show them how to do a one-to-one. Help them through that. Give them help and help them do at least 2 launches. And if they need practice, you know, get together and practice. An idea for you all, I'm actually going to do a launch for anyone in my team who wants to come, and I'm going to pretend I don't know them. And we're all going to learn together. I mean, it'd be fun. And I think that everybody can learn, because at the end of it, people can write down and give each other feedback or things. And this is what's really important, I think, as a team. We can still learn off each other. And of course, the recognition, as I've said, you've got that first recognition. You've now been deemed to be serious within the business, and that you need to be taken seriously. So the next one is assistant manager. You're so close when you're assistant manager. You do not want to take that foot off the pedal. You want to put it hard down and push and push and push. And this is where you need to develop the belief in yourself and your team. You know, you're doing it. You don't have to question it anymore. You're doing it. You've got to assistant manager. You just have to take that deep breath and push that much further. Perhaps get out of your comfort zone and speak on training calls. Yes, the first time you do it is nerve-wracking, but basically you're talking at a screen. And I find that the support in Forever is so amazing that everybody will just bore you up anyway. And it's so important that we all do that and get out of our comfort zone. You need that focus and you need to have those goals in place, because this is where a lot of people can wobble if it doesn't happen that first month. You take that foot off the pedal and you can go crashing back down to supervisor. You need to keep that momentum on. Momentum is what will keep you going here. You need to have strong leadership and find the strong legs or the strong people. Now, the strong people in your team might be 5 or 6 generations down, and that's why you need to work wide and deep. I remember the first time I ever met Ange, and I sat there a bit in awe. She was earning a mere £10,000 at the time. And she just said, you have to work wide and deep. I didn't know what on earth she was talking about, but I remember writing wide and deep in big letters. And probably about 5 months later, I thought, I get it, wide and deep. Yep. Find the strong legs and build that solid base. As Jane describes it, a one-legged chair, you're not going to be able to sit on very long. A 4-legged chair will support you. And that's the thing. We're looking now for that royalty style income. So you need your strong legs and you need to find the people within it. Be active. Every day, be active. Show your team that you are doing the activity and be on purpose. And I love the word momentum. Why wouldn't I? That's my team name. Momentum is what kicks in, and it's an energy. And you can feel that energy, and it's like a plane taking off. It needs those thrusts of those engines, those enormous engines, to get that beast off the floor. And then when it's up there, momentum's kicked in and it flies. And that's what we need to develop, our skills, and build that momentum. So keep your foot on the pedal. And then you get to manager. Woo, you can take a sigh of relief. However, do not still take your foot off the pedal, because this is where the magic begins. And I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. So please learn. Got to manager, took my foot off the pedal. Do not take your foot off the pedal. I thought by working with my team and helping them, I didn't manage my time. I was working too much with my team and I didn't develop new team. So please, and I'm sure there are other managers there that all do the same, you must stay. It's almost like a see-through. The manager position is see-through. Give yourself a day off and then get on it again. Somebody once said to me that if you get to manager again with open business, and that way you know that you are going to get what you really want and deserve. So nothing changes. In fact, I think there's more urgency. You must keep going by doing it by yourself. You're now a manager. You need to lead your team and lead by example. You have the structure and you keep working the cycle. And you need to keep on learning. Now that is self-development. It could be that you go on courses away from Forever. You go on the courses that we have. You know, they're not expensive. They're not, you know, one a month. That's nothing, you know, and it's the way that we keep our, if you like, enthusiasm for the business. It's the way that we can develop new skills, and it's a way that we can network within Forever and learn off other leaders as well. Lastly on here, this is a profession. Be proud that you are a network marketing professional. When you're manager, you truly are a network marketing professional. If you treat this like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat this like a profession, it will pay like a solid business. And I think that's really important for us, is that most of us here on this webinar could probably earn more money, in inverted commas, doing forever than we could in any other profession that we were doing. So let's not say we do forever. Let's say that we are a network marketing professional and be absolutely proud of it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've taken a few things. Now, if I can actually work this webinar, we're going to have the lovely Rachel Clark. And as I say, this is always a learning curve. So I'll try and get the names up. Might need some help here, somebody. Attendees, hang on. There we go. Right, let me find you. Andrew, are you impressed with me? Doing a webinar on my Mac. You can send me a thumbs up. Hang on, Rachel Clark. Rachel, I can't see you. Can you send me a message to say that you're there? Hang on, I got... Rachel, are you there? Can you send me a message? Hang on. I got Rachel Jeffries. It's not you, is it, Rachel? On a different name. Hang on a minute. Can you message me, Rachel? Bear with me, everybody. Right. Rachel, you're down as Rachel Clark. You're not logged in as anyone else, are you? Can you just quickly message me? Yeah, but I have to, sorry everyone. Rachel, I'm having to unmute you and your name's not coming up on my attendees list. Camilla, do you mind if I've got you on twice? Can I go to you and unmute you and you can tell us about your day? Hang on. Camilla, can you hear me? Hi. Hello. Hiya. Is that you, Camilla? Not very well, no. Can everyone else hear Camilla? I can just hear Camilla. Can someone else, Andrew, if you're on, can you send me a message to say? If you're still... Go on, speak again.
Hello.
Yeah. Go on. Can everyone hear Camilla? Go, Camilla. So tell us about your day, Camilla. I know Lou would want me to recognise you, and I know we're the same level. So on behalf of Lou, I would acknowledge what you've done today. You've done your own training there. So tell us about your day and how it went.
Yeah, so basically myself and four other managers local to me in Essex, we put on a training day today where we come down to the team. So for 8 people in the room, and I know exactly how you feel, Julia, with the slides, pictures and all sorts of right out of my comfort zone. But yeah, it was just amazing. I'm really scared, I'm not going to lie, my mouth is dry. We had a power cut as well this morning, that was the actual place, so that up a little bit. But yeah,
Guys, I can't hear you, Camilla. Can everyone else hear Camilla? Can someone send me a message to say they can? No, Wendy, she can't hear you either. Is there something... You're just coming through really, really faint.
I don't know what else I can do.
So it's not just me.
Okay, do you want to leave it or?
Yeah, I'll leave it for a minute and so hang on, I'll unmute. Rachel, we got you. No, Ellie's can't hear either. but you can all hear me. I don't think this is a my end. No, Camilla's saying it's her end. Yeah, because you're all coming up. Becky, I said, can I try and unmute you, Becky? Because you had some recognitions today, didn't you? Ellie's saying it's your microphone. Becky, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, thanks, Becky. So, did any of that make sense to you today?
Yeah, that was great. Really, really useful. I think it really sets out what we know, I think, but just seeing it there, it was really useful, really, really good. I hope everyone's taken loads of notes.
Yeah, so you had some recognitions today, didn't you, Becky?
Yeah, I think I don't know if Tasha's online. I did just speak to her earlier. She's a new team member of mine, joined the tail end of January. Just wanted to say a massive well done. She lives quite a long way away from me. I'm in the Midlands. She's down in Devon. She's just really took the ball by the horn. She's done a couple of product launches on her own, just got straight stuck in, done all the training, got a confidence because she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Started to share the opportunity, working through her warm list first, doing everything that she should do. Just recruited her first team member this month as well. Her first proper month working in business. So that's amazing. I'm really, really chuffed to bits that everything's going in the right direction for Tasha. I'm really excited to see her journey.
Brilliant.
Yeah, really, really good. And Team Scotland, I just wanted to say, they're doing so well up there. They're a great team. They love the products. They spend all their time just sharing with absolute passion the products. They've got amazing retail businesses. And Sheila and Susan Nelson, I know they're starting to expand their own teams now and to actually really start sharing the opportunity. So I'm really excited for them. Sheila recruited a few people last month, and her new team member that's active this month, she's been working with her, and she's already put through a couple of CCs of product sales, which is awesome. Susan's got her new team member. Susan always smashes her retail every month. So I'm really, really excited to see them blossom even further this year. So just really well done. Really, really well done.
And what do you think, Becky, that makes people stand out? Like you just say that they've become almost responsible for themselves. But what do you think, if you could define it in one sentence, what do you think it is that makes people, stand out and do it rather than just waiting in the wings, waiting for someone else to do it? What do you think is the biggest thing?
No, do you know what? I think it really boils down to this, and I know we chatted about it last week, but it's because I've been talking to a lot of people recently about the business, and I always say, to be good at our business, you don't need to, it doesn't matter what background you come from, what your profession was before. Me having a corporate background I've got no more advantage to anybody else or somebody with a sales, but it really doesn't matter. You just need to be positive and happy, a radiator. You need to be self-motivated. It's so important because this is a business. You need to be the one telling yourself to, get up in the morning and do the messages and following up and everything else. And you need to be a people person. You need to like people.
Yeah.
And I think if you're all of those three things, then this business will absolutely work for you. And I really think that in equal measures, they're all so important. And I think if I look at all the people in my team that do well, they are all three of those. And they're willing to just get out there and put themselves out there.
And I think that's really important that, they're willing to go out there, and they probably will make mistakes. And do you know what? It doesn't matter.
No, and welcome the mistakes. God, if I think back in the beginning, the mistakes, the things that I've said to people that I could cringe now thinking about it. But, it's just, you evolve, don't you then? Now I feel, confident in my technique, if you like, because it's honed, and it's honed because it's done like regularly, and that's the thing, to just keep doing it until you find the way that suits you, you know, so you can be sincere when you're talking about the products or the business or whatever. You've got to find a style that suits who you are.
Absolutely, and I think that's a really important point there, that you know, and I hope people got across when I was saying it. We keep on learning and evolving.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Becky. Well, I'm going to try and get Rachel back on now. So let's thank you for that, honey. That's really good.
Thanks,
Right, Camilla. I'll try. Well, I've got two Camilla, so I'll go for the first one. It's Camilla. It's not. There's It's not going green, so it's obviously something to do with your microphones there. Can you try, Camilla? No? Okay. No, Camilla, can you send me a message? It's not I know actually it's not anything that I'm doing. Which is such a shame. Such a shame. Because we can't get Rachel on tonight. Let me give one more go. Bear with me, everybody. One more go, Camilla? No? Okay. Well, sorry about that. It's obviously it's I think it's something their end, because both Camilla and Rachel are logged on as the same person. But I know that Amy wanted me to give Sally Rees some recognition for her fabulous work ethic and continued focus. Amy's on holiday at the moment, lucky Amy. So well done, Sally. And I know that Louise is super proud of all of us, what we're doing and how we're developing as a team. And we can support her by actually continuing to carrying on doing what we're doing and doing our 4 case credits. Now, if anybody out there does need help, just please go to your upline, go on to the trainings, they're all available. And can I recommend as well that if everybody log on to the Smart Pod, it's what, $2.99 a month, and everything that you do need is there. And as you say, it's less than the price of a cappuccino. So hopefully, well, I'll finish it there. So that's a nice short one. Rachel, I do apologise. I don't know why it won't let me do that. It's doing all the right signals, but I'm not hearing you. I really apologise. Perhaps Louise can get you on next week instead to tell your story. So thank you everyone for logging on. I hope you took something away from that. And if there's any questions, you can put it on the team page on Glitter, because obviously I can oh, hang on, she's saying she's logged in again now. Hang on a minute. Let me see. One more go. Bear with me, everyone. We've still got some time. Thought you were going to get a night off there, didn't you? Yeah, okay. You there? Rachel, Camilla? No, it's your speakers, guys, because I can just about hear you. Speak again? No. No, we're not getting that. I'm so sorry, girls. Not quite sure what's happening there. I don't think anyone else can hear. I can very, very faintly hear you. So let's call it a day. Thank you all very much for listening. I do think that it's important that we all support Lou as well by logging on to these webinars. You know, Lou gives her time up for us, and it's the least we can do to actually continue to learn and be motivated by literally one of the best. Lou's obviously out in Switzerland, super proud of Lou. And, you know, really appreciate her putting these trainings on. And anyone, if you want to step up and say something, put your name forward. It's nowhere near as scary as it first seems out. Hang on a minute, I've just got a message. Yeah, no, it's all right. No, they've all logged. The logging on has gone wrong. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Please continue to join in every Sunday. You know, it's great that we've got these trainings going now. And thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.